That's easy enough.
So, but we'll start with the pledge once it comes on, so. All right, you ready in there?
Yes, the on-air just went on.
All right, okay. All right, so rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so now just go down the roll call and call the names out so Eva can keep track of it for the minutes.
Okay, we'll do roll call now. John Riordan is not here today. Timothy Kreutz, myself, is present. Sean Fitzpatrick is not here. Dennis Siebert.
Not here.
Robert Birch.
Yes.
Sandy Rubin.
Yes,
Barry Sarkeesian. And Alfred De Paola.
Here.
All right. And Selena's here.
And Selena's here. Yes, sorry.
All right, I'll take it from here.
Okay.
All right, so appreciate everybody coming out. Obviously, we've got storm on the horizon in front of us, so the reason actually, so we were not able to have our July meeting, and I realized after our last meeting that we've got these grants that we're applying for, and have to come back in for another meeting, but I was able to reschedule a meeting we didn't have because it is part of the grant process. You do get points if you talk about the grants during the Rec Advisory Board meeting. So anyways, and the grant is due, two of the grants are due by the 15th of the month, so next week. So, all right, so with that being said, the first two grants are FERDAP grants, so the maximum we can get is $200,000. We're spending, and it's 50% or up to $200,000. Both these playground areas will cost over $400,000. So I thought that those were, and they're both in our capital improvement project list coming up in the next year. So I thought that they were appropriate park sites to try to get some state money to help offset the cost, even though we're prepared to get these done with or without the state money, but it'd be nice to have some state funding for these as well. And then we're planning to reapply for the CAT soccer field complex grant again for the $1.5 million for that. So I did email out to you, and I'll go over those two with those projects with you. And then if you have any questions or comments, then I'll answer them as best of my ability. So that being said, let's move on to the first one. So it's Commons Park. And at Commons Park, the one of our goals was to add some additional play features to one of the playground areas that had what we're calling Play for All. So every component in this play area is ADA accessible, but maybe even so they're geared to maybe potentially somebody with sensory issues, mobility issues, and it's adjacent to an existing play area that will need to get also returfed. We already did the one that was on the south end of the park last year. So, so the first page kind of just shows the layout and the coordination of that, and then I tried to give you some aerial illustrations on how close it is. The other reason actually we decided this area would be a good spot to add this Play for All area is that it's close to a bathroom. It's also close to 3 shelters. So if a family does want to rent a shelter for a picnic, and because they have somebody that's in their party that's has a disability, that would give them, an advantage to being in one of those 3 shelters near the play area and the restroom, and as close as you can possibly get to a parking lot out there at Commons Park.
how much space is there in Commons Park?
160 acres in the entire park.
And how much have we used so far?
We're pretty much using it all because the perimeter is the Frisbee golf course. So, and the driving range takes up a big chunk of it as well. And then the water areas and, the Great Lawn's 9 acres of a sheet of grass and the trails that go around it. So, yes. None of it is forest. Let's leave it at that. Right. So, And then there's some illustrations of what the actual play equipment, so you've got the swing, they'll have swings in there, so there's kind of two different types of swings. There's the regular, more traditional, where you can place somebody in a swing, and then there's also, they call like a wheelchair glide swing, so that's that, looks like the two red arches there. So it's a kind of a companion swing, so the one side, somebody in a wheelchair, you can lock the wheels in place, and then right across from them is some family member, friend, whoever the case may be, or just other people that want to play on this swing, and they can swing together. And then there is some lower level stuff too in there as well, related to sensory issues. All right. Any questions? Oh, and then the other thing, so I already had this in the plan. There is shade over these two. So we did add shade. So because of the good thing about all this play equipment is relatively low, so it's easier to add shade structures. So we did incorporate shade structures in there as well.
Yeah, I was going to comment that that was really nice to see. There's always a lot of commentary from the public about usability of playgrounds during the day with shade.
Yep.
So.
Mr. Vice Chair, may I ask a question?
Yep.
Actually, I have a couple questions for you then. These grants, are they matching or are they individual, or they vary?
So they will match up to 50% of the cost at
Okay.
a cap of $200,000.
Okay, and then we learned that Play for All is not necessarily for the child. It could also be for the parent or caregiver that might, so these are all accessible then, so if it is a caregiver that has difficulty maneuvering, it's still easy to access
Yep.
for them as well? Okay, and then we are not going to, well, I guess my question is, are we going to individually fence in each of the north and the south areas, or we will leave them open?
So this does not, right now we're leaving these open.
Open, perfect, thank you.
Yep. So, and that being said too, that you reminded me of another point too, of placing it next to another play area, because in our existing play area, there is accessible features as well. And so it allows for
If they want.
even somebody that doesn't have a disability, they can play here, they can play there, they can intermingle, and they're not like, oh, you belong over on that playground, and we're over here. No, they're right next to each other. And basically, it's going to become one big play area. So,
Great spot.
okay, the next one is for, it's actually a piece of the Recreation Center expansion and remodeling project, and that is redoing of the existing playground that we have next to the early childhood wing. And so we haven't decided whether we're going to redo it in, and that's why I put option one. I didn't, let's just say option one or option two, but the drawing that has the big 1 and number 2 on it, it shows where number 1 is where it currently is, and number 2 is where it potentially could be as well if we moved it into the inner space behind the landscaping wall that we have in front of the rec center. So we don't have to decide that now as we apply for the grant, but we know that we need to address that issue as part of the project. And so I just gave you some cost estimates too on that one, because that one I did have some cost estimates. Oh, actually, excuse me, let me back up. Those cost estimates are for the previous one, where it was, let me back up to Commons Park. It was roughly just $313,000 for the Play for All area, and $149,000 for the resurfacing of the existing play area next to it. So I believe we have $600,000 in the budget for the overall project, because there is some engineering involved with this as well. So, and going back to what I said, so we're far in excess of $400,000 on this, so the max we could get is $200,000. So, all right, moving on to Preservation Park. So the early childhood playground. So there's some pictures I put in there of the existing play features that we have. Off of we actually have 3 classrooms for early childhood that our provider, Angie's group, does for us there, but they have to have their own dedicated play space.
They don't have this now?
They do. This is the existing right now. So, but you can see that's older equipment, and it's also on wood chips. It's not on well, either rubber or an artificial surface, or, artificial grass surface. There is a shade structure there, so there's some advantage to keeping it there. It actually is a little bit bigger than the aerial, because we did expand it this year when we added the third classroom, just to give them some more square footage outside. They have to, unfortunately, because it's regulated by Palm Beach County Health Department too, they have to have their own designated space that's fenced in and isolated from the general public for when they're there.
Right.
So again,
Then there's not a lot of AstroTurf that's being used, right? With it?
not, well, it could be.
Okay.
It could be. So I don't have a budget for the cost of this. I just know, looking at this playground area and stuff, so I don't need that yet for the grant, but it will be.
Because some neighbors and friends of mine that live in the town have a concern about AstroTurf. So can you address that a little bit?
I guess I would encourage them to contact me, so then, because it's literally, it could be whether it's the type of grass it is, the infill, sometimes the comment may be that it gets hot, right? So all those things can be addressed, and so, yeah, but those are all things we're certainly aware of when we have turf out there. So, but there's also issues with having wood chips too as mulch for your playground, so. So that, yeah, just, I would have them get a hold of me. I'm more than happy to
Okay, we'll
have
do.
a conversation with anybody.
All right, we'll do.
Okay. Any other questions or thoughts on that one? So we did, just as a side note, this Thursday was supposed to be the due date for our RFPs for the rec center. We did push that back to next week with the storm because we didn't want to hinder anybody's ability to submit their proposal on time because of the storm. So, next week will be a better week for that. So, all right, and then the last one is Cats soccer field. And it is for all 4 of the field spaces. And I did give you the page off of a proposal that I had. And it shows 2.2 million, but the reality, that's just the turf itself. That's not the sidewalks, that's not fencing, that's not any other improvements that we would have associated. But this project is probably $3.5 million, which is what we have budgeted for it right now, and it could be more. It all depends how soon we can get out there with this. So we were really close last time on the grant submission on this. So we did not have points for having it as part of this meeting. So that should help us moving forward. And we haven't really even gotten into determining, and we will certainly work with our provider groups on striping it, whether we stripe it strictly for soccer, lacrosse. We probably wouldn't stripe it for football, or what sizes of fields to use, or to just leave it open, because you can actually still mark lines with paint on turf. They'll wash off eventually, and then, so depending on what you wanted to do. So the one blessing on turf is we don't have downtime. So even like right now, we literally, because of all the rain that we've had, we told baseball, softball, soccer, football that they can't be on the fields until Friday of this week. So we know, like today, somebody could have probably, but if it was turf, they would have been able to be out there today. But because of the grass being saturated, they would just tear it up right now. So, and then just so you can see like where it's at within the park and the amount of space that's there. Fields 1 and 2 are the bigger surface areas and stuff. So 3 and 4 are smaller, and we typically play the smaller fields over there. And certainly we have the ability right now, we do it just for wear patterns. We change the direction of the fields. With the artificial turf, you don't necessarily have to do that. So. All right.
Does Thomas Park have grills where you can barbecue?
Oh, yeah. Yes, almost all the pavilions have grills. Even the big corporate pavilion has grills, big grills.
Okay.
So,
Mr. Vice Chair, a question real quick, Mark. We have, with Crestwood North opening up, we have 22 parks in the
Correct.
village, is that correct? And then the 23rd one will be once the Tuttle opens up. That'll be our fourth, okay. Do you anticipate that there's anywhere else that we would, I know it's the land dedication why those two last ones have, but do you foresee any other space available that we would additionally add? Because I think we do an amazing job, which each little subdivision has their own in addition to all of it as well, so.
I have not inventoried potential future
Future
spots.
spots, okay.
So, and quite honestly, the future with Tuttle, it's a 10-acre property.
Right.
So I know one of the things, like, it seems like more of our athletic fields are to the northwest and not necessarily to the southeast.
Yep.
And especially since now, like, we are south of Southern. So the Tuttle property will definitely help with that. So I could definitely see some sort of athletic fields being down as part of that 10
Okay.
acres.
And it is, now, with that, because it is tucked away in the property, do you find that it's going to be more difficult for the public to access if we did things? I love that, and my other question is that, will there be resident input for structure of that as we did with Crestwood North?
Absolutely.
Perfect, thanks.
Yes, absolutely.
You're never gonna do it anyway.
Oh, but it's always a better defense that you get input from the community. Yes, you get input from the community. So, yeah,
Doesn't matter.
right. So,
I remember the fight we had with racetrack.
Yes.
right.
I don't know why they bother to do that, because they know they're gonna do it anyway.
Well, there's still a process, right? So,
But, I'll leave it at that.
right, okay. Any questions anybody has or any comments about any of the park sites? So,
Do you have, if you're applying for the grants, when do we expect an answer? And then when do you expect completion, just roughly?
yep. So the FERDAP grants, again, are due the middle of this month, the law stuff at the end of the month, and my notes here say that around May of '25.
The completion or till we hear?
Till we hear from them.
Okay.
But the first two, the FERDAP grants, we can actually start the projects. So let's just say we're ahead of schedule. We can actually start those projects and they get reimbursed. Actually, you can have a project completed. And if you get the grant, then you can still get reimbursed. Now, the $1.5 million LawSF grant, you cannot start that until you get the signed agreement, which is a much bigger grant, too.
Sure. So then are you thinking, since for the first two that we can apply and commence construction, do you anticipate that they will be completed by May 2025 or prior? Would we do it before?
The rec center one probably will not, because that will probably be one of the last pieces that
Okay.
we do,
Okay.
because because of the construction of the building, we would
You're
want-
tying that
we
all
would-
into that?
Correct, we'd want all
Okay,
that
yeah,
to be done
okay.
and not interfere with what they're doing and then come in afterwards with that. So depending on what kind of schedule proposals we get.
So that one would be after, but then the Commons Park one,
Commons Park one could be done.
you anticipate by May?
So that one, I'm
before
going to be looking at our schedule of events
Okay,
and try to time it that it has the least impact of when we have the most amount of people in there for our events.
perfect, okay.
So it literally might be something that I wait till right after July 4th
Okay.
to
To
start
do
working
that,
on.
that way we have
Right.
the summer to work on it. Thank you.
Because we were told to go, I think, as of March, everything is gonna be at the cultural center.
Could be. So,
Because that was
yes,
told
I
to
know.
everybody.
Yes, we don't want to wait. We have to start thinking about what could we do. So, yeah. Yep. All right. I think that's all I have for you guys today.
Okay.
October 28th is the next one.
So our next one, yes, so we're back here just about 2.5 weeks. And I'll have Shakira here, and she'll be here to talk about our senior programs and give you an update on that too, so.
Got a bunch of those.
All right, so I think you just need to adjourn the meeting.
All right. Do I ask for a motion? Do I make a motion? Can I get a motion?
You asked for it.
Can I give a motion to adjourn the meeting for
I'll adjourn.
a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for coming out.